Hey, I'm Cheryl.
I'm Corey.
And we are My Love Daily Reacts.
And we just got out of Final Destination Bloodlines. What do you think of it?
I liked it. I won't say it's the best in the franchise, but I did like it.
I already have a tier list of the best to the worst. But yes, I liked it a lot. This probably has my favorite set of characters since the first movie.
I will say that as well, yeah.
What would you say the pluses are for this movie?
I don't know if I can say them without making spoilers.
Well, I guess my plus would be the characters. I did like the characters. There's an actual story here. The movie does take its time to breathe. It doesn't just rush through things. Some of the later Final Destination movies, well, except for the fifth one.
What was the runtime on this one?
It's like an hour 50.
Yeah, I was going to say it went by really fast. I didn't feel like we were sitting there, bored at any point.
It's a shot of 2 hours. I had a theory this one was going to be good, mainly because there was a first-time director doing this. All right, so here's my tier list. Movies 1, 2, and 5. I think those are the best ones. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people that like part 3 a lot, and I think it's a generational thing. To me, I like 3, but it's kind of bland, in my opinion. Part 4 is horrible. But so here's how the movies goes with the directors, okay? Mm-hmm. The director of the first didn't come back for the second one, but he did come back for the third one. And I think the third one is a little, The second one, also a great one. That director didn't come back until the fourth movie. That's considered the worst. Yeah. Movie 5 comes out. We have a first-time director. Going into that movie, I thought, every time somebody directs one of these for the first time, they're great. This one, again, a first-time director for this franchise. So I think that's their design for this franchise. Just get a first-time director.
Do you think there's any recency bias and that maybe like given some time, like you'll come back and maybe change your ranking at all, or you think it's pretty solid?
I think it's pretty solid. Should we kind of go ahead and maybe get into spoiler territory?
Yes, spoiler alert.
Okay.
Because I am ready to talk about it.
I didn't even do my tier list of what I thought. I didn't do that real fast. Here's my tier list. This doesn't take away from this movie at all. And I might change over time, like she said, but the first one's always going to be number 1 for me. I was working at this movie theater whenever the first one came out, so it's probably just no matter what, it's always going to be my favorite.
And it's a classic. You can't top the first.
Yes. So my opinions, it's movies 1. This is hard between 2 and 5 because I thought 5 was a really good return to form. I don't know. I'm going to put 2 and 5 kind of in the same category. So they both take second. Third is in third place. Third movie is in third place. I'm sorry, I take that back. This movie, I'll put that in third place.
Third place, yeah.
The third movie is in fourth place. The fourth movie is not even on the list. No, that movie had some entertaining parts, but it does not. It felt so cheap to compare to the rest. Do you even remember that one that well?
Not really, no.
Yeah,
but it's kind of forgettable.
Yeah, it was. It's very forgettable. But yeah, spoilers. What do you want to talk about?
Yes. Okay. So I'll tell you what I loved about this one, and then what I wish I would have seen differently. Yeah. Okay. So what I loved that they started off. You immediately care about the characters. They give you great characters at the very beginning, so you're already invested like right off the jump, and then. In the other ones previously, like you've had a group of strangers that just kind of come together because they're in this same situation and they kind of need to rely on each other, that sort of thing. But you don't really care about them. So this, you start off and you've got a family and you immediately care about them. So because you care about the first 2 characters, you automatically care about their descendants and want to see them do well. So I loved that. It gave you that kind of extra element of being really invested with the characters throughout the whole thing. I thought the characters did a really good job of standing out on their own. Like the 2 brothers I thought were great. One of them was super, super sweet. I adored his character. And then the one from The 100, he played Murphy in The 100.
Yeah, just call him Murphy.
Yeah, Murphy. So he did a really great job in this. He kind of plays the same character in everything that he's in, but I like the character, so he was great in this as well. Steph really I liked her character, but I feel like anyone could have played her. I didn't really get anything defining from her. The little brother, he was kind of like, the perfect little brother kind of character. He was a little bit endearing in the beginning, and then after that, he kind of just was there. I thought the mom was a great character. She kind of looked the part, I think, and she acted it very well of someone who would have been through what she went through and made the decisions that she did. The grandmother was phenomenal. I thought she did a great job. The two actors in the beginning did a great job, especially the female who played young Iris. I thought she did a phenomenal job because you really felt her fear. There's a moment when she's going up in the elevator and she's just looking out, and they zoom in on her eyes, and you can really see like the fear in there. So I thought she did a fantastic job. I love seeing Tony Todd in this. I really loved what they did with his character and giving him that send off, and it really kind of touched your heart because you know what he's going through personally, and so for him to be able to give this really important message to people about living their life, because you never know when it's going to be over. I thought that was that was fun. That was great. What else? Okay, so one thing I was kind of hoping for. Okay, so in the trailer, I'm sorry, I'm just talking.
No. Here.
So in the trailer, we kind of see a lot of the first, death scene, or not death scene, but
Premonition.
Premonition. Yeah. So you kind of know the glass gets into the drinking glass, and the rake underneath the trampoline, and the lawnmower, and all that sort of stuff. So for a split second, what I thought they were going to do was subvert our expectations, and they had shown us something in the trailer that wasn't really going to happen in the movie. So that way, when people started drinking, that actually it was going to be someone else and something completely different was going to happen, and you were going to be like, oh my God, that's, so I wish that would have happened, because I think it really would have blown a lot of people's minds. Kind of like the whole, and I hate to keep comparing these movies, but in Twilight, when they killed Carlisle, and everybody that read the books was like, what is going on? It kind of would have given us that same moment, and not something that a lot of movies do. So I would have liked to have seen that, but it was still fine the way it played out. You just kind of already knew what was going to happen. And then the last thing I wanted to mention was, I lost my train of thought.
That happens. She has ADHD.
I do. Let me think. What was it? We were talking about the death scenes. Oh, I totally lost my train of thought. I was on to something.
I'll fix this in post.
Yeah. What was I talking about?
The 100.
Yeah.
You weren't even talking about that.
I mean, yeah, but okay, so is that dog okay, it's with him. What happened? Okay, so I thought they were going to... Oh, I know. Okay, so the other thing I thought was really interesting, too. Okay, so, everybody was super excited about how they did the advertising with the log trucks and stuff like that. So I really loved how they brought that full circle and brought the elements of that back into it. I like that. And then I also love how they brought the penny back into it. And they had kind of brought that full circle as well. So I like the way they ended it. I thought it was well done. And the last thing I will say is I would really like to have seen... at the like a post trailer credit or something, to seeing Tony Todd's family in there, because we know that after Iris's bloodline had been killed by death, that Tony Todd was the last remaining survivor of the original tragedy, and so that his family
Stop. You know that's going to make an edit, right?
What?
Oh yeah, that's gonna make. I'm not cutting that out. All right.
So that we would have seen that Tony Todd had actually had children, and see his bloodline, and so that you kind of think, oh yeah, there could be another movie, So I would have liked to have seen that. But that is the end of my review. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to actually let my husband talk now, because I've been taking up the whole time.
Well, now while you're talking, we got a notification that the battery life is getting low, so I'm gonna keep mine short and sweet. The things I liked about it, I'll go over my pros and cons. Pros were the characters. Just did have a good set of characters. You actually care for them.
Yeah.
That became rare in this franchise. I love the characters in the first one. The characters in the second one, I didn't care for them. They're entertaining. Fourth, third, not so much. I like this is back to form. I like the characters in this. And it also had humor in it that I liked, like dark humor. And they weren't afraid to shy away from certain things. I mean, in this day and age, you don't really get humor like this anymore. So it was just the scene with their contemplating, the babies.
Oh yeah, that was very funny.
It's something you can laugh at. Obviously they were going to do that, but it was just a funny moment, and the way, I'm going to call him Murphy, the guy from the 100, but that thought in his face, like he was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Pros and cons. Okay, pros. The death scenes were very creative. I don't really consider this a con. I'm just a big fan of the practical effects when it comes to some of the things in Final Destination. This one, they did rely on a lot of CGI,
Yeah.
but it was good CGI compared to like movie 4. I'm gonna bring movie 4 up a lot. I'm still burned about that one. The CGI on that was horrible. This one looked a lot better, but your eye knows when you're looking at something digital compared to something that's physical, like something that's
Yeah.
real. And I wish they could have used more practical effects. No, you use CGI to blend the seams, but you use practical effects to create the image you want to present.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's take away from the movie. The death scenes were creative, but there wasn't that one that just like, the first movie had the bus scene. That each movie has that one scene where you're just, whoa. I don't know if I had that moment here, but I did have. I mean, some were funny, no, but some make you like, why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that
Magnets.
was probably the most memorable one to me.
Yeah.
And then just getting sucked in there.
I think that was probably because it's some of the more memorable ones from the past are quick and easy. That one, it was kind of stretched out.
Yeah.
So the scene we're talking about.
Yeah.
Just, magnets are not your friend.
Right.
Oh yes, leaving the movie when it was over, I almost tripped and fell over the seat. And I was working at the same theater when the first movie came out, and that concept was new and fresh in everybody's mind. So for a few, like several weeks after the movie, we looked at everything differently. I think death is coming after us. We looked at everything differently. So in the same movie theater, me and my friend Kane, we're going to the break room. We open up the stairway. All these sharp tools that we've never seen in this movie theater before that don't even belong in a movie theater are right there in front of the door, barely leaned against the wall. Like, what's going to stop that from falling forward? We're like, why is this here after this movie out of all movies? So yes, the first movie it kind of changed the way you look at things and you kind of forget about it. But every time one of these movies comes out, it kind of stirs it up again. So it's kind of fun to look at things like, is that a sign?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like the movie was self-aware with the way we look at these movies.
Yeah.
With the way the characters were looking at everything, and a lot of humor came from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dumpster truck or
Yeah. Trash.
yeah.
Dump truck? I don't know.
Garbage truck.
Garbage truck.
Garbage.
Garbage day!
Yes, that was funny because everything she predicted came true, but for somebody else. So you see it all take place in the background.
Yeah.
That was funny, but then the death was like, ow, that hurts.
Yeah.
And I honestly thought that Murphy was going to die right there. I thought he was going to get run over. And as soon as we found out that death had skipped him, we're trying to figure out the reason. Like, I actually guessed it before they said it. I said, maybe the mother. Imagine her character. Her whole family's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, her husband, her mother-in-law first, the husband, all her kids.
Tragic. Like,
yeah.
I couldn't even imagine. Like, I kind of thought they had that moment with Iris up in the sky tower, like everyone's dead, she's up there.
Yeah.
And she looks at her ring. I kind of almost thought for a second maybe she was contemplating just jumping or something or giving up. And then she saw Tony Todd's little child character or whatever.
Yeah.
And you saw her kind of like, okay, I need to go protect this child now. So it kind of gave her like a second. So I thought the actress did a phenomenal job because you could kind of see all that in her face, and I thought she did a great job at that. But I'm taking over again.
Oh, no. I'm just. It's Louisiana. We're sitting in this vehicle without AC. It's very hot. I'm probably shiny right now.
Yeah.
So I think we are going to wrap this up soon.
Yeah.
Any final notes? Anything on
Yes, in case you're wondering why we are it said this was our bag of popcorn. We ordered ahead and they had it. So this is our popcorn. And then we just left a vendor event. We were doing a tent today to raise money for our animal rescue. So we've got a bunch of junk in the back too. So that's not usually there.
Yes, Final Destination is fresh, tasty, and yum. So is that what that says? I'm looking at it backwards. Fresh, tasty, yum. Pretty much you noted everything. Like the Tony Todd scene, I thought was very good and respectful. There's nothing after the credits. I know in this day and age we expect everything to have something after the credits. We've gotten used to that. So we sit there until those lights come up. I was like, they're not going to do anything now. So
and you got to respect the credits too, like all the work that went into it and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, we said that, but I don't actually read them all. But speaking of credits, this is the first Final Destination movie without, well, take it back. I don't know if the fourth movie, I only watched it one time. Maybe the fourth one, I honestly don't remember what the fifth one did. I'm so used to the first three. The first three had opening credit sequences. You don't really see that nowadays in movies, but I don't know, I kind of miss them for certain movies.
Especially where you have something, like a franchise or whatever.
Yes.
I like to kind of keep it consistent.
Speaking of franchises, there are Easter eggs in this movie. I'm pretty sure if I go back, I mean, the
You'll see more. Yeah.
log truck was obvious, but Clear River is mentioned in a clever way. Music notes from the first movie that Shirley Walker composed, who also passed away years ago. She did the Batman animated series theme, but her theme her theme comes up a few times that she created.
And can we also talk about that Predators trailer, or the music that was talked about before the movie? I love that music.
Yes, despite what you think of the Predator and the new Predator movie, people are mixed on it. The score, the soundtrack in that, I hope that's from the movie or whatever the composer. It could be for something else we haven't even watched yet. They don't really do that nowadays. They used to take music from other movies and put it into trailers. So I'm hoping that music is for that movie.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with Final Destination except for the fact they showed that trailer in front of this movie. We had seen that trailer before, but at the beginning of it, I thought, what is this, Dune? Like, that was your first guess, Dune? Like Mad Max? And like, oh yeah, this is Predators.
Yeah.
We like Predator. It is hot. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, did you have anything else?
No, I was going to say, we're going to wrap this up so we can turn the AC on.
Yeah. And so if you liked our review of Final Destination Bloodlines, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Thank you.
Bye.